Hey guys, so this is a redraw of my old drawing back in the year 2012 or 2013, showing the main OCs that I made throughout my high school years. This redraw is suggested by an acquaintance in my IG account. You can check that out, it's in the description. And I wanted to share how I make my characters. So I don't draw fantasy characters, so there are no flashy clothes, there are no flashy hairstyle when I draw normal characters, because you literally draw them with an everyday clothes, everyday hairstyle. So how do you compensate for that? How do you make the characters look different? One way that I've learned is through the expressions. Why? So back in the day, I read a lot of shoujo mangas. If you don't know what shoujo mangas are, that's comics that are mostly love stories with normal characters, no superheroes, or like the popular mangas that we know. So as you also know, shoujo mangas are in black and white, or any mangas are in black and white. There are no colors. You can only see their different colors when the author draws a colored panel. So when you read the actual comic, it's just black and white and gray. And I also have experience of being confused of who is who because of the same expressions. I could only tell the difference when they start talking, and that's fine. But for artworks like this, there are no lines, there are no talking. So for me, expression is really important, especially when you do large scale characters like this. And one example is Misaki and Akira. They're two girls at the bottom. Misaki is the gingered hair and Akira is the blonde one beside her. Their characters are both wild or very energetic. They are playful and cool. So how do I make them different aside from the hair and the eye color? So I consider their other characteristics. For example, Misaki is energetic, cool, and playful, but she also has this girly side of her. So she's like 50-50. She's 50% cool and 50% girly. Meanwhile, Akira is more wilder. She's not fond of girly stuff, unlike Misaki. She's more cool. She's cooler. So I tried showing that on their expressions. Now if you look at both of them, you can tell who's more wild looking. So even if you change the hairstyle, the eye color, you know it's the same person because of the expression. Also, to make diverse expressions, you have to use different kind of eyes and blend it with the eyebrows. So there are different kinds of eyes. There are droopy, there are normal, the cat-like, and there's also the squinted ones. So for example, Micah, the black-haired girl at the right. So if you look at her expression, I use it's like a, I think this is like a cat-like eyes more than a slanted one. So it's cat-like eyes, but she don't look that much intimidating. She looks gentle. Why? Because of her eyebrows. If I line her eyebrows with the direction of her eyes, she would look sassy, she would look unapproachable, she would look sharp. But because I drew the eyebrows in the opposite direction from her eyes, she now looks more gentle, and her body language makes her look like a rich type, which she is. She's actually filter rich. She's the richest girl in the group. So that's how I made Micah's expression, and if your first impression is the same, then that means I did it right. If not, then it means I have to improve more. Another example is Kim. She's the tall blonde girl at the top. In my original artwork, I failed to convey the character. That's why when I redraw this, I almost forgot what kind of character should I draw for her in this one. But good thing I remembered. So for me, Kim is a very alluring character, but at the same time she's also cool. So how do I try to show it in here? So as you can see, I also used the same kind of eyes like Micah's, but it's more gentle looking, even though it's the same kind of eyes. It's not fully open, and her brows are, as you can see, they're aligned. Unlike Micah, the brows are aligned with her eyes, so it makes her kind of sassy and alluring at the same time. But because her head is tilting, she's kind of looking down at you, so that makes up for the cool vibe. She also has the sleeveless blouse to add up for her coolness. So overall, I try avoid making my characters look the same, especially if they are in the same storyline. So again, I try using different expressions, different eyes, and then the hair just comes next. The hair, the eye colors, it comes next after the expression. So that's all. So disclaimer, this is only my own opinion. I'm not a professional. This is something that I've slowly realized or learned throughout my long years of drawing, and I'm still learning, so you can follow it or not. If you think this is helpful, then you can follow it. If you think it's not that much of a help, then you can skip this one. Please like and subscribe, and check out my other social media platforms. Enjoy the rest of the speed paint, and see you in the next video.